Greetings, Inquisitors. Let us continue saving the Queen from the vile, evil forces of Jane Cassinda. Now, Berlin. Oh, that's alright. Oh dear, what's this? Forgive me. My phone has decided to have a bit of a fit. Just trying to make sure that's working correctly. Oh! Whoops, I went the wrong way. How much gold do I actually have? Because at this point I must be rolling in the stuff. Oof. If I find something that ups attack, I'll be happy to switch around. Well, let us wage war. Hold on. There. It might not be much, but at the very least it'll slow down, even for a matter of seconds, anyone trying to fight us. Hi there. No, wait a minute. I saw some of Jane Cassinda's people here. Let us just make sure there aren't any more, and that those were just a few stragglers that got trapped here. Because if there was any more, I would like to get rid of them. Can't have the ally getting killed off by some people who just got damn lucky. That's it. Glowing purple, like purple fire coming off it. Hi there!
One more time. Back into the fray.
Back to the fight.
Okay, that was odd. So I've been here already. Essentially what I'm going to do is going back over ground I've already gone. Good. Righty. We're still dead end. We're steadily getting there.
Hear that? A sound like a drill. 3 guesses what's behind it.
I would say Cinder, or Cinder, or quite possibly, and I know it's a long shot, Jane Cinder. The way that last one came to me is just, I mean, I know it's a long shot, but just kind of, maybe it's Jane Cinder. Could be her, just, it might be. Just, probably. Could be. Far distant. Probably. But still, let's cover all the odds, you know.
I hear the tunnels have yet to be fully sealed. I hope my requests haven't distracted you too much from the task at hand. The Painite. You have it. Wonderful. You have ensured the future of geomancy. And perhaps the royal line as well. Please, take these items. They're prized possessions from the Royal Armory. A fair reward for your contributions.
Wow, just wow. Like, Royal Line was a distant second in your mind there. Just wow. There's no other word for it. Wow.
I'm told that the tunnels are sealed and Jane's forces are repulsed. That was fine work. Now she's trying to drill her way inside at the base of the deep well. You heard the noise in the tunnels, no doubt?
What kind of drill are we talking about?
Goblin technology. Easy enough to procure if you have contacts in Stonebridge, and everyone does. We acquire our cannons the same way.
Phineas and I have prepared a trap for Jane. It will require all our remaining stores of black powder.
We'll need to shut down the stone stream, allow the combustible vapors to accumulate at the bottom of the well.
The stone stream? You mean the floating rocks in the middle of the deep well?
Not just the rocks, but yes, that's the most visible part. The stone stream is a system. It extends to every part of Glitterdelve. Think of the mines as a vast living creature, which they are in a sense. The stone stream is like a massive set of lungs, drawing clean air from outside and flushing out the explosive vapors in the mine.
Such a massive system, and it only controls the flow of air?
No, it's also like a heart, pumping clean water through the tunnels for drinking and getting rid of waste. It heats and cools the water too, which has the function of regulating temperature in different parts of the mine. Rather like sweat. I suppose there's no perfect metaphor. I'll have to work on that.
And this whole system was built using magic?
Ingenious, weren't they? The dwarves, I mean. They're the ones who created the stone stream. And now they're gone. No way to learn how the dwarves built all this except to puzzle it out myself.
Another casualty of the war. They died to protect my father. And me.
You're saying that the mines are full of explosive gas?
Some parts of the mines, yes. It's especially bad in the deep well, with gases rising from somewhere below. You'll see giant fans all over the mines. They're part of the stone stream, circulating the air so that the vapors don't grow too thick.
And what if the vapors grow too thick? Has that ever happened?
In the early days of the mine, mostly, only takes one spark to set them off. The Great Blast of 943. That was 350 years ago, but you still hear stories. Half the mines collapsed. Bad business.
So if the vapors collect at the bottom of the deep well, we can set off an explosion.
And consume Jane's army and fire. If any survive, they'll surely be crushed by falling rock, and their tunnel will be buried as well. I've taken some of the cannons that you saved from the swamp and set them at the bottom of the well. If Jane's forces break through the tunnel too soon, they'll provide a tactical advantage.
What do you think of our plan? Lord Devonsey is sure it will work, but I should like to hear the Legion's opinion too.
I won't lie to you, Your Majesty. The plan could fail in any number of ways. But if we try to face them head-on, we have no chance.
No, you're right. We mustn't fear to take a risk. I cannot run from Jane Cassinda forever, for I am no queen at all.
Very good. We're all agreed then. Phineas will climb to the top of the well and shut off the stone stream. Will you go with him and keep him safe?
So you'll be at the bottom of the well, setting the black powder charges?
Roderick and his men are already at work. They're bringing the last of the charges below.
Are you worried about the creatures in the mines? Or something more?
The dwarves had good reason to guard the stone stream, especially the main hub, the source of power for the whole system. I've never gotten close to the hub, only studied it from afar. But I'm sure it's protected, and I'm not much of a soldier. I suppose I made that clear enough in the swamp.
Indeed you did. Along with how grateful you can be.
Phineas will be safe with me, as long as he stays close.
Right. I've got to fetch a few books and scrolls. I'll meet you at the top of the well.
I don't think this court will last much longer, dear. Do you?
Yes. With my help, it will last eternity.
Let's hurry. I should be able to form a path to the center.
What a magnificent... I don't even know what to call it. Device? Apparatus? Floating stone thing?
There it is. I've never been this close. Sad that we must put it to rest. This will take a few moments, and all of my focus. Sentinels!
Oh no.
They won't stop until I haunt the stone stream. Keep them back!
Those sentinels don't look happy to see us. One more down.
It's like trying to hold back a river. I'm trying.
Nowhere to kill these damn things, and no traps to lure them into.
It's beginning to stop. Just a little while longer.
Persistent devils, aren't there? Got to hold them back.
I have it. It's done. I need to rest a while. Go on, quickly. I'll be safe here.
Will you though?
Phineas did it, didn't he? The fans have stopped, which means that the well is going to be a dangerous place very soon. Unfortunately, it won't be soon enough. Jane's army broke through and her men are storming into the bedrock. Lord Devonsey and his soldiers are holding them off. Help them buy us some time to get our explosives ready. Then we'll send those bastards to Azanai.
Aye aye!
Jane's army has a drill. They've broken through the bedrock.
To the bedrock below! Hurry!
Go below, quickly. They need your help.
Lord Devonsey needs your help.
What are you doing? Just standing there on guard duty? Get down there. Get down. It looks like there's supposed to be something here, but what that is, I don't know. Well, the only problem I have with this game is that there are no further games. But this is the final one. I would have really preferred... wait, am I going right like this? Right, I would have really preferred another one. Because, like, the way this ends, they imply that...
This should be a challenge.
The way this ends, I'm not going to give away things. They imply certain things at the end. And, well... Personally, I genuinely want another Dungeon Siege.
The
Preferably
royalists
one.
look like they could use our help.
Fight for Queen Rosalind!
Preferably one way more focused on good God, the Royals are just getting a good kick in here, aren't they? Where was I? Ah, yes. Preferably one based more on conjuring 2 and 3. Sorry, not 3. 2 and 1. Devontae!
I'm glad you're safe. Look, down there. We held the high ground, but they're pushing us back. My soldiers need your help. You can take the floating platform to the bottom. Thanks to you, we still have our cannons from the swamp. We'll use them to cover you until Roderick signals us all to retreat.
Alright,
Do whatever you can to delay Jane's army. We need more time for the vapors to build up at the bottom of the well.
Right. So, yeah, like I was saying, I would have much preferred the ability to create my own character.
Gas,
And
it's
then-
a fine stench. It's building up fast.
Yeah!
Back into the fray.
Thank you.
Hold your peace. My Lady Jane Cassinder calls parley.
Lower your weapons. You've come here to talk. I would know who leads my enemy's army. Tell me, why is your face so like my handmaid's? And my own? Why does an Archon stand against her own kind?
You are.
You claim to be an Archon too?
My mother was an Archon, yes.
My lady, this woman was one of the Legionnaires in Raven's Rill. My life was spared by her word.
Mercy from the Legion? I find that hard to believe. Unless it was some kind of ploy. Violence has always been the Legion's way. Ever since Hugh Montbaron murdered the old king. Did you plan the same for little Queen Mouse?
The Queen doesn't believe your lies. She trusts the Legion.
Then she is a stupid, sheltered little girl who lays her neck between the jaws of a lion. She doesn't know the Legion as I do. The old king. The man your Legion sought to murder and displace. He was my father.
And your mother? She was an Archon?
Yes. One of the last of her kind. Granted shelter and solace by my father, the king.
If your father was the old king, then you and Rosalind are family.
By blood, Rosalind is my niece. But I will never call her kin. Her family stood by, content to watch, while I destroyed the Legion and avenged our father. Only then did they turn against me. They raised an army to put me in chains. A mistake, they'd tell you. If they were not all dead.
Yeah, hold on a minute. You claim they raised an army against you, but...
Rosalind had no part in any of this, so why fight her?
Because Rosalind is weak. She could never rebuild this nation alone. She'll be forced to rely upon others, like your Legion. And you will have power over her. But that is what you want, is it not? I have no need to make such bargains. I am strong enough to rebuild my father's kingdom on my own. And greater powers, not of this world, have shown their favor of me. I will not fail.
If the royal family turned against you, they must have had good reason.
Good reason? Only if you count jealousy and fear. People had begun to whisper that the king had been my father. They were rumors, nothing more. But they worried the rightful heirs. I had no designs upon the throne. Not then. But neither would I go quietly to the noose. They created the very monster they feared.
Rosalind said nothing of this to me. Does she know that she's your niece?
Perhaps she doesn't know, if her family kept it from her. What better way to let a shameful secret die?
We've spoken enough about your father and his kin.
Now you know why I lay claim to this kingdom. I am well within my rights.
No, maybe not. I mean, Rosalind's the rightful heir.
If it's true that your mother was an Archon, what brought her to Ebb?
She came to this world with her sisters, seeking the lost gods they once served. She could not have been much different from you, except that she understood who and what she was. And she had her sisters. She was not alone.
I don't believe any of this. You offer no proof besides your word.
They need not be killed, my lady. We could offer exile, or...
Not to the Legion. No. I have heard the voices of my mother's lost gods. On this day, they will grant me victory over you and the Pretender Queen. This parley is finished. Remain here, and you will be slain. Try to run, and I will hunt you down. We shall not speak again.
Oh, yes.
Do you hear that noise? Ah, didn't Phineas say something about a war beast?
Yeah, he did.
its fall testament to the might of the 10th Legion. But it seemed a Pyrrhic victory as the Azunite army pushed into the deep well. Hundreds of soldiers poured from the tunnels, easily outnumbering the Royalist forces. You and your allies fled before them, but this was not the defeat it might have seemed. Without the stone stream to refresh it, the air in the deep well was a seething cauldron of explosive gas, awaiting the merest spark. That spark the Royalists were all too happy to provide. The explosion collapsed the well, entombing the Azunites beneath the mountain, and shattering Jane Cassinder's hopes of destroying the Queen. Would that Cassinder herself had been buried there, along with her men. But such an end was not her fate.
Jane's army is fleeing down the mountain. The woman lives, but we're safe from her. For now.
The victory is yours. We owe the Legion our lives.
I'm told that Jane spoke to you. She mentioned the old king, no doubt. And the Legion's role in his murder.
She'd say anything to justify the things she's done. Maybe she's starting to believe her own lies.
A reasonable explanation, but her words were not lies. Jane Cassinder spoke the truth, as far as she understands it. The commanders of the Legion did conspire to unseat the old king.
What?
The goal was never to murder the old king, only to replace him with his eldest son. But the king resisted, and the matter went awry.
You must understand. My grandfather was a monster. Even his own children despised him.
You say the king was a monster. What had he done?
I do not pretend to understand the man, but by all accounts, he was prone to paranoia, irrational rages. He grew jealous of the Legion. Before long, he started seizing our chapter houses and estates, threatening to disband the Legion altogether. So Montbaron struck first.
You were one of the Legion commanders. Weren't you part of the plot?
When the plan was put forward by Montbaron, I spoke against it. We had all made a vow to defend the crown, and it seemed to me that our word should be kept. But all the others disagreed. So I abandoned the Legion, left the hall, out the door, and never went back. The king was in the wrong, yes. But was treason our only recourse? I thought not.
You were the only one who abandoned the Legion over this?
A good friend followed me into exile. His name was Garin Marcel. We served the royal family as generals during the war with Jane. Garin died at the Battle of Drifter's Cross. Phineas is his son.
Phineas has Legion blood? I'd never have guessed. Seems a bit cerebral, doesn't he?
Cerebral. I don't know that word. Let's look that up, shall we? Define the word cerebral.
Cerebral.
Okay.
If they didn't mean to harm the king, then why was he slain?
I wasn't there when it happened, but I'm told that the king drew a sword. The man wasn't much of a fighter, more a danger to himself than the Legionnaires. Who knows how he ended up with a blade in his gut? All the parties are long dead, and we shall never learn the truth.
We have a friend, an old Legion scout called Odo. Would he have known about the plot?
No. Montbaron told the rank and file nothing, so that they wouldn't share in his guilt. Little good it did them. They all died, innocent or not.
Jane told me something else. She said that she was the king's illegitimate daughter.
Ah, the old rumors. I can't say for sure, but I am inclined to believe them.
Jane Cassinda shares my blood? What else have you not told me, Lord Devonsey? The woman lost her father, her family. family betrayed her. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but at least now I understand. I would ask one more favor of the Legion. Should you meet her again, will you spare Jane Cassinda's life?
Your Majesty, she's been hunting you and your family for years. Why would you ask me to spare her life?
This mountain once bustled with dwarves, and now they are gone. Dead so that I might keep my crown. My parents, my maids and courtiers, all of Lord Devonsy's men. Too many have died for my sake.
Your Majesty, think of the political ramifications.
If Jane Cassinda dies, do you think the cities of the East will bow their heads? No. They will curse us for murdering their living saint, and the war will drag on.
Whereas if we come to an agreement and Jane is kept alive, the war ends peacefully.
You assume that the woman will surrender at all. I wouldn't make such a wager.
If she's willing to surrender, I'll let Jane live.
Lord Devonsy will surely chastise me for my gentle nature, but I am sure this is the right course. Whatever happens, the Legion has my trust and support.
I shall send riders to all the towns and villages that support the Queen with news of our alliance. You have the word of the Royal Court. All Western Ebb will stand united behind the Legion.
My family should have reconciled with the Legion years ago. I'm glad we're allies again. Stay as long as you need, and return whenever you like.
You've done it! That's twice that we've survived thanks to your efforts. You'll always be welcome here. I hope that I may find a way to repay...
What will you do now?
Well, if Glitterdelve is to be salvaged, I must find a way to reactivate the stone stream. I believe it can be done. After that, we'll rebuild and regroup. Jane won't be back anytime soon.
We must return to Stonebridge. Best of luck to you and the Queen.
To you as well, friend. May our paths cross again. Or mine shafts, as it were.
Okay, that's funny.
Stay as long as you need, and return whenever you like.
I want to talk to Devonsy there.
You're the ones that helped Lord Devonsy get out of the swamp. The General swears by your prowess in battle. I've been instructed to sell you supplies at a steep discount. At a loss, to be honest. We'd give them away, but resources are scarce.
You've turned this war around. If only my sons had lived to see it. Wish I could have stood with you against that Ezonite scum.
When my husband reclaims our lands, we shall pay our debt to the Legion.
Ooh.
That Cassinda woman is still strong. She'll be back with an even bigger army.
We've won a respite, I suppose. But the war goes on.
If not for you, our queen would be captured and we would all be dead.
They're saying that the battle is won. Does this mean that we can leave the mines?
I wouldn't put money on that
We've
just
come
yet.
a long way from that filthy swamp, haven't we? You've given us a victory that will be remembered for years to come. Escorting you to the causeway is the least that we can do. Are you ready to go?
Yes, let's head to the causeway.
Welcome back, Legionnaire. Come to see the Queen? Follow me, and we'll take you to her straight away.
I'm not heading that way at the moment, thanks.
Just let me know if you'd like an escort. These mountains still have their dangers.
Oh, I'm aware of that. I ran into some of those dangers. Oh, come on, really? Damn.
We've had rumors of another battle. Is it true? Jane Cassinda's army retreating in disarray?
Disarray is too kind a word. I might say panic, or terror instead.
And Rosalind, what did you think of her? Worthy to wear the crown or no?
She's young and soft-hearted. With guidance, she could become strong.
Soft-hearted is a bit of an understatement. Tell them how she asked us to be nice to Jane Cassinda.
I think that bodes well for us. Strength can be learned. Empathy and compassion cannot.
What about our proposal? Does she favor the Legion?
Rosalind agreed to an alliance. She and Devonsey gave their word.
Well done. But that's not all, is it? The news can't all be good.
Jane Cassinda is the daughter of the old king. She told me herself. You never knew?
I always thought that was just a rumor. This changes things.
If Jane Cassinda is the old king's daughter, then she has a claim to the throne. Probably thinks it's her right.
Better to strike now while she's off balance. Still reeling from her loss at Glitterdelve.
Or maybe Jane will listen to reason, now that she's tasted defeat.
You bloodied her nose and you stung her pride, that's true. But the army you destroyed was only a small part of her strength. If we try to talk, we'll only give her time to rebuild. We need an ally who can distract her forces while we go after Jane herself.
We've already sealed an alliance with the Meisters. Perhaps they'll lend us their automaton army.
Jane could be anywhere. Do you know where she's gone?
Jane's capital is 5 days' march from here, maybe more. She calls it the Spire. Half cathedral, half fortress, on the summit of a mountain. That's where she'll be. The most impregnable stronghold in Em.
We saved their city, and their lives as well. The Meisters have no right to refuse.
Go and speak to them. The Council might be cautious, but I think they'll honor their word. If it comes to a vote, I think the Meisters will favor us.
Hard to say if the Meisters will give us their army. But you did save their lives.
Strange to find a ceiling over my head, after living so long in an endless sky.
The voice of the dapper gent sounds familiar. I don't know why.
Good luck with the Meisters. They owe you their lives. I know they'll agree to help. Good luck with the Meisters. They owe you their lives. I know they'll agree to help.
To be honest, it's not like they have a choice, is it? What if I don't have any currency to spend? Are you going to give me some?
Please comply with all local laws and customs.
What if I deliberately didn't look up the laws or the customs?
Well, good luck to you. Glad the Legion is back in Stonebridge.
I'll have a brief chit-chat with the Meisters, and then we will have to cease and desist.
Ah, the envoy from the 10th Legion. Always a pleasure to receive our good friend.
We plan to attack Jane Cascinder, but we can't defeat her alone. The Legion needs your automaton army.
And leave our city undefended? That, seems rather rash, does it not?
Irrelevant. We made a contract with the Legion, Meister Grimmelhaus. The Council is not above the law.
I suppose...
Capital! I can have the automatons ready in short order! Shall I make ready to leave? I should warn you, we may not return to Stonebridge again before this war is over.
How many automatons are left? I destroyed a lot of them.
The Gent only managed to take control of about half of our automatons, and not all of those were destroyed, so the army is intact. Jane's forces may outnumber us, but her soldiers have never faced automatons before. I dare say that will work in our favor.
I don't see any reason to wait. We'll leave for the Spire as soon as you're able.
The Spire stands atop Mount Jereb. That's a week's march from here, on foot. Our automatons will assault the town of Aegis Bay at the foot of the mountain. They'll engage Jane's forces and provide a distraction, you see. That will give you a chance to climb the trails to the top of the mountain and assault the Spire itself. It will be an honor to fight alongside the Legion, and may fortune smile upon our endeavor.
At long last, the tide turned. No longer was the 10th Legion fighting a defensive war. With the automaton army of Stonebridge behind us, we took the battle to our enemy. Under the command of Martin Guiscard and Meister Wolf, our army poured forth from Stonebridge in a flood of iron and flame. The journey was a long one and difficult. Had you marched with soldiers of flesh and blood, I do not doubt that many would have died, but the automatons were tireless. At last you reached your goal, the Spire. Crowning the sacred mountain of Jereb, it was the heart of Jane Cascinder's strength. No army had ever conquered it. Azunite zealots and Stonebridge automatons clashed at the mountain's foot. Blind faith and cold reason struggled for dominance as the ground churned with oil and blood. Above the clamor of the battle, you ascended a forgotten path up the mountain, seeking the Spire itself.
All right. Well, that was fascinating, wasn't it? And I'm not going to overwrite that one. I'll overwrite this one. As a little later, I want to test out something. Oh, can I? Oh.
The walls are close here. If it comes to a fight, we won't have room to move.
Wait, no weapons. We've come to talk, not to fight.
Quickly, Rashani. We shouldn't be here.
Your friend is right. You'd better leave. Now.
Please, hear us out. We've taken a terrible risk to come here, without Our Lady's consent.
Jane is first among our sisters,
like her mother before her.
We don't want to betray her, but...
Jane has lost her way. She talks of visions and dreams. A great tree, carrion birds. She claims to hear the voices of our lost gods in her mind, and that proves she is mad.
How can you be sure of that?
Maybe she is hearing the voices of your gods.
Our gods are dead, tumbled from the heavens and gone. We sought them long, across 1,000 divine realms, and never found a trace.
Not true, sister. Jane's mother claimed to have discovered a remnant, a forgotten seed of the first creation, the handiwork of our gods. But none of us ever saw.
What kind of seed do you mean?
She never told us the form it took, only that she could sense the power that shaped the world, still alive and potent within.
What gods do you mean?
The creator gods, who we served long ago, or so we have always believed. We have no memories of them, only stories that we tell, and faith that they are true.
Jane commands the Azunite Church, but she worships these creator gods in secret?
She claims to be faithful to Azunai, so that her followers won't abandon her. And she doesn't deny that he is real. But her true faith, her secret faith, has always been to our gods, to the gods of her mother.
So what do you propose?
You spared my life in Raven's Rill. And when you spoke to Jane in Glitterdelve, you weren't the monster that she said you'd be. I don't want to see my sisters destroyed in Jane's pointless war. Too few of us are left. We ask for your mercy, for our sisters and for Jane herself. In return, we'll grant you whatever aid we can.
I want to know more about you before I decide.
Quickly then, before someone sees us.
If you've lost confidence in Jane, why follow her at all? Choose a new leader.
Leadership is no matter of choice, not for us. We are bound to Jane, just as we were bound to her mother.
The first sister burns brightest of all. Her fire sustains us. Snuff her out, and we would all begin to fade.
Jane's mother was first sister. What happened to her?
She died. At the moment Jane was born, her fire was passed to her daughter, and her body became an empty shell. The faces of mother and daughter may be different, but the divine spark, the fire that sustains them, that is the same.
You'd help me defeat your own sisters? How?
We can withdraw from the battle for a start. Of all Jane's handmaids, we are ranked first, and she relies upon us to guide the others.
And we can tell you what lies ahead. The spire is a death trap for the unwary, and finding Jane is not so simple as passing through a door or climbing a stair.
Can you tell me who you are? Where you came from?
The people of Ebb call us Archons, but we have no such name for ourselves. We're just sisters, as we've always been. Our only history comes from myths and legends. They say that we served the Creator Gods before they tumbled to Earth. We have no memory of that time. Our first awareness came with a sense of terrible loss, but we cannot remember what came before.
A strange way to begin your lives. What did you do?
We wandered the Divine Realms for... To tell the truth, I have no way to know. Always searching for some trace of our fallen gods. We had no purpose. Many of our sisters were lost in those years. They wandered off, confused, or their fires guttered out. Jane's mother led us here. She claimed to have found some remnant of the first creation, but she only saw it twice. And we never saw it at all.
All right. I've made up my mind.
Jane is deluded and confused, yes, but please, don't judge all our sisters by her example alone.
I promised the Queen that I'd spare Jane's life. I'll try to spare your sisters, too.
So Jane was wrong about you after all. When Rajani told me, I didn't believe.
Beyond this gate is the Bailey Garden filled with soldiers. They're fanatics, loyal only to Jane. They think her a saint, and you'll never sway them. At the far side of the garden is a door, protected by a magical seal. Two of our sisters fashioned that seal from their own living fire. Now their lives are tied to the seal. To pass the door, you would need their consent, and that they'll never give. So you'll have to find them and kill them.
I thought you wanted me to spare your sisters' lives.
Those two, the ones who watch the gate, they're different. No one speaks of them. Not anymore.
The spell they wove has driven them mad. They don't even answer to their old names. We only know them as the Archon of Vengeance and the Archon of War.
Will I find the two Archons in the Bailey Garden, or somewhere else?
They can't venture far from the seal. Each of them lives in a tower on either side of the garden. We never go inside those towers. We never even go near them, so we can't say what you'll find.
And on the other side of the door?
The chancel, a place of worship for the zealots who call Jane their living saint. And above that, the Sanctum of Fire, where our sisters dwell.
And by zealots, you mean her soldiers and priests?
In the beginning, they were useful tools, nothing more. An army to protect her from the royal family. She didn't believe she was really a saint. But now, as I said, she's lost her way.
Enough about the spire. I should be able to find my way.
As you wish. Can we tell you anything more?
You haven't told me where I'll find Jane.
No need. She'll find you.
She's somewhere in the spire, probably watching using our eyes as her own. She'll know that we've betrayed her.
Are there any hidden places? Secrets that Jane wouldn't want me to find?
The dungeon, underneath the Bailey Garden that lies just ahead. Jane keeps her most valuable prisoners there. Look for the stone centerpiece in the middle of the garden. The door to the dungeon is hidden in its base. But you can only open the door by stepping on a golden pressure plate, hidden in the corner of the garden.
You should leave this place, and stay away from our soldiers. They'll take you for enemies.
No, wait. You are an Archon, like us. Don't you recognize your sisters?
Why should I recognize you? We've never met before.
But you're wrong. We know you. We were with you when you died.
Hold on a minute, what? So how can you... But wait, she's alive. I mean, she's standing right next to Mount Baron, so...
You saw me die. Where did this happen?
When we first came to this world, you tried to follow Jane's mother into a primordial forest, where a fragment of the first creation was said to lie. The forest consumed you, tore you to pieces before our eyes. We thought it was a sign, choosing Jane's mother over the rest of us. But now our sister has returned to trumpet Jane's fall.
We don't know that yet. We'll wait for now. The meaning will make itself clear.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Now this...
All is fire and blood and the screams of dying men. The stench of burst guts, sweltering heat of battle lust, taste of copper and fear. Armies wheel and clash, steel turns to flame in the morning sun, forever and unchanging. War without end. War without end. What is this? The foeman seeks to steal a march. To arms! To arms! May the line hold strong!
Okay. Hey.
Stop the field. Black sky fire. And the rise of prayers to heaven.
rotten place to spend the rest of your life. I wonder who's imprisoned down here. One more down.
You're not one of Cassinda's mercenary dogs. Please, for the love of mercy, let me out of here!
I'd prefer to know why you're in there before I free you.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm a thief, madam, and I shan't deny it. I'm proud of it, but there it is. Please don't leave me to these zealots. I swear, I only wanted to find something I could sell to buy medicine for me poor wee dog.
You don't even have a daughter, do you?
Suss that out, did you? Ah, well, worth a try, wasn't it? All right, that's a lie. Tell you what I'll do. They stashed all me contraband in a chest someplace around here. Let me out, and when I get it back, I'll give you a nice, hefty discount on whatever you like.
Where might I find the keys to these cells?
The jailer carries them. He lingers at the north end of the cell block, though he passes through here to torment us often enough.
I'll return when I have the keys then.
Azunor's blood. Where did you lot come from? We'll put you in your place soon enough.
Thanks, madam, for my liberation
You have our
from that
deepest thanks
din
for
of iniquity.
freeing us from that dreadful captivity.
Thank you. I thought I'd rot in there for sure. I shall certainly bear this in mind when considering any future donations to the Azonite Church.
I do hope you made that jailer suffer before he expired.
I'd heard that all of you were dead.
Have you got the keys yet?
Of course. Just let me get this door unlocked.
Azonite, bless your soul, friend! You're a true hero, you are, and I'll be sure as to tell anyone I meet.
Good for you. However, I somehow doubt you'll tell anyone at all. Not that I don't trust the thief, mind you. Some of my good friends are thieves. Well, from a certain point of view. Well, that's still going to go back that way, but if I go this way... what would happen if I sit here, kill off a number of ones? Could I keep the system by... won't let me. Okay, nobody here. Let's go back down. Go the right way around. That way, you know, we're actually going in the right direction. Oh, hold on. I gotta quickly check the whatchamacallit to make sure everything is working as it's supposed to. And we are back at it again. So let's see here. It doesn't seem like anyone has respawned. Ooh, that's cool. Damn it! I'll just let Lucas kill them while I run around between the loot boxes.
Injustice. Injustice gives way to trespass. Trespass demands redress. Redress comes only through blood.
No, it doesn't.
If the son strikes the father, let his hand be hewn off. If the serf wounds the noble, let him suffer the lash. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
Okay,
if
that's
a man
biblical.
should trespass, let his feet be seared with hot coals, and let him be whipped from the city.
Okay, we're just crazy, aren't we?
The sting of deviltry
What is this? Ooh. Plus 27 hold on. Do I have anything here that would up my attack by 27? Come on, there must be something that'll up my attack. Well, apparently not. It is, I don't know how to get to it, so... Oh! How do I get... Alright, so, yeah, one of the main issues I have with Rainbow Siege 3 is I would have really preferred being able to use my own character and having a group like last time. The last game, we were able to get a group together, and in that group we were really around trying to basic work, basic stuff we can actually do. I'm not complaining about the storyline. Basically, it has some good qualities in it. But when you compare it to you can have nothing but a party of rollers who would just run in all by the page, use tools in the back, whatever was in your way. There seems to be more opportunity or choice. But the game is still good. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. But actually, it's a really state. Definitely 100 fires built up on it. Despite the fact that I'm a very busy man. Slightest idea where I'm going, but I just maneuver on as if I did. Wait, this is where I came down. Cyclops is no joke. Oh, I can't bash up the statues. Oh well. Knock, knock. Anybody home? My Lady Cassandra, our losses at Glitterdev were terrible, as you know. Casualties numbered over 3,000. Not counting desertions. At your request, I have compiled a report of our current strength at the Spire. We have 8,000 regular strength soldiers under arms, mostly assigned to the seminary town of Aegis Bay at the base of the mountain. These men are supported by 2,000 mercenaries, including the Skanzi, goblins, and a few Cyclopses. With the recent rumors of an alliance between the Legion, the Royal Court, and the city of Stonebridge, I strongly advise that you maintain all these forces at the Spire, while I raise new levies from Drakenberg and the cities of the coast. I believe that I can assemble at least 10,000 additional soldiers and return to the Spire by the 15th of May, or 15th day of Diskinfall. We can then march against Stonebridge without fear of leaving the Spire unprotected. Your servant as ever, Iskar, First Ixchar, and Knight of St. James. Okay, folks. I will run in, have a brief chit-chat, and call it here.
And here is the Legion. Their hands washed with innocent blood. 30 years, and nothing has changed.
A woman who calls herself a saint might have learned to forgive by now.
Do not seek to twist my words. I shall not suffer the treachery of the Legion. Not again. I say to you, lay down your arms. The days of your Legion are past and gone. When I faced the traitor Mont Baron, the gods of my mother struck him down. And they shall guide my hand against you now! The gods of my mother stand with me. Feel my wrath! Cannot stand before my righteousness!
Yes, I can, and I can.
For my righteousness! Now you will know pain! Thinking this is over. I still have the favor of my mother's gods.
Yeah, that's it. Run.
Look, Jane's trying to get away. After her.
Well, it wasn't my plan to get this far ahead tonight, but, well, here we are. And here's hoping Twitch hasn't decided to go all muty on me, because that would not be nice. Speaking of which, I need to briefly check if anyone has said anything. Okay, Inquisitors, remember, it is your divine duty to seek out the savage and the heathen and drag them back into the willful, bright light that is the divine Inquisition. For truly we are the light that shines in the darkness of the cosmos, enabling all things and all wonders of the universe. With that, Inquisitors, I say to you all, seek out other civilizations. Bring them into the fold of humanity, for it is our birthright to occupy the stars